If I can be serious for a minute. Here's my issue. People see I dated or married so-and-so, and your wife, my girlfriend, my wife looks like this, blah, blah, blah. And the criticism is, well, he's shallow, he should lower his standards, and they're all good looking and blah, blah, blah. You know, I'm interested, I'm actually a good person, I'm just not this. And they're complaining and everything. All about a choice that I made. And they either forget the fact that they rejected me in the first place when I did holler, when I did give them the opportunity, because I was the one that asked them out and they said no, they just want to be friends. They either forget that, or they don't consider for the fact that while you're saying I have a problem and I need to lower my standards, when I'm clearly with who did not reject me at all, for one, but also, you know, my flavor. You claim I'm this, I'm handsome, I look good, or whatever, and all of that. And that who I'm with also looks good, and if they look too good, I have a problem, and they all look good all the time. And it's only you. So that's what you're claiming. So yeah. Beautiful. They are. I'm not going to debate that. But the fact that people feel I should lower my standards when it comes to relationships is shooting them in the foot, because what that tells me is, one, you don't feel like you're all that great. You don't feel like you're a catch at all. You don't feel like it would be looked at as beneficial to be with you, period. You're literally saying that when you demand I lower my standards. One. But here you are chasing me and doing all types of crazy shit over either the one you rejected or just someone that you think has too high of a standard to consider you. And which means my standard actually considered me constantly. Like, they find me attractive too. Just like I see with them. But those of you saying I should lower my standards are projecting. You should lower yours. Because what you don't understand, by you saying I should lower my standards, you're saying that I should just drop who I'm with and come with you just because you want me to. But you're not attracted to people who look more like you or more like the type that you match. So if there's a guy that looks like you, or a woman, whatever you do, but there's a guy that maybe looks more like you, same body type, apparently not as high a standard of looks or whatever I am that you think it is, you're saying that guy is not good enough for you at all, even though that person matches your standard. So you have a problem, not me. Because there are probably plenty of guys who really would be interested in you, but you're busy obsessing over what the fuck I do. Saying I should lower my standards, but you're not giving the other guys a chance. You could be doing that. Or you could be doing that with the women. You could be giving, if it comes to who I'm with, you could be looking at the other women who maybe match your standard that you have for yourself. That's the reality there. Basically, if you think someone, you don't feel that you're beautiful, you don't feel that you have a body type that I would prefer. You don't feel like there's anything really about you that I would like, but you still want me, and you think I should just cater to whatever your fantasy is. That's some fucked up shit. Maybe there's a guy somewhere who feels that you have a problem and you should lower your standards. Because obviously, like, I'm not into you at all. And you don't feel that I really should be. You know I'm not. And yet you're ignoring the people, the guys who actually feel like you're the perfect standard. And their high standard is you. You don't even realize that. So I'm not only insulted because you keep trying to force your will on me, but also you're completely ignoring the people who actually are interested. And it's as if you have some type of kink or fetish to just deny yourself happiness and find reasons to criticize everyone else for your, I don't know, unhappiness or your lack of success. That's real shit. I don't know what it is. Maybe you're just thirsty or whatever, but you could go with a guy that's not me. You could lower your standards. I'm not lowering mine. I'm happy with my standard. I know what the fuck my problem is. If I express interest already, you shouldn't feel the need to do any other manipulating or nothing. You know I'm into you. You don't have to lock me in. I'm not going to run off. If you don't have me all the way, it's probably because you have other guys just there. And you keep saying no, and I just want to be friends. And then you hold on to your guy who's maybe not fitting the standard that you think I am. But you're still holding on to them, but then expecting me to just fall all over you and be crazy. That's not going to happen for a lot of reasons. It's not always because of what you think you look like or anything. It's really because you are telling me I should be okay as just your side piece that you feel is really too good for you, while you cater to, I guess, a lesser man. Or why do you feel so, like, ashamed of who you're with that you feel like you need me on the side to validate, like, well, I could do better. And let me show the guy that, you know, the perfect catch, that I'm above it all. I don't know what the fuck the issue is. But I'm trying to be, I'm tired of being, like, mean and going to a place to hurt people because they just want to, like, ride on a delusion. Like I said, most times I'm just doing me. And my flavor, like, I'm my flavor's flavor, so that works. Like, I'm not ashamed. I'm not sparing people's feelings either, because you're doing some real fuck shit. Like, there's this one chick who was in DSA and shit, and I kind of liked her, and she wasn't really who I usually would be with, but I thought she was beautiful. But there was other stuff about her that I was kind of ignoring. Like, she had back acne. Her body type really wasn't there. That didn't bother me though. You know, I guess you could say frumpy. And then when I talked about, like, we're having a conversation just about anal, this was a casual conversation, she's trying to hype it up, like, for real. And thought I was wrong for, like, being like, hell no. That's like having somebody shit in your pussy. I'm not into that. I'm not into having anything up my ass, and I'm not into having shit on my dick either. That's flat out what I told her. But I felt like I was mean, you know, because I felt like maybe it was just a casual, joking conversation. And I still gave her a chance. And one day she needed help moving. She had just got a divorce. She had me at her divorce party. And again, I'm feeling bad because I neglected her and everything. And she had COVID or whatever, and I hadn't known that she was going through some shit. I really felt bad. So I showed up at the party, and I'm like the first one there. So I help her clean up. I help her set up. And I even help her clean up because it didn't seem like anybody was helping her clean up either. And she comes talking about she needs help moving furniture. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'll help you. She's like, yeah, we could get lunch after. I'm really kind of hyped. Like, I actually like this. I'm like, all right, sweet. I understand the whole thing. If you're going to be my guy, I do need this. That's kind of what guys do. I was taught that. Back and Scent weren't shit. They did teach me, Charlene too, just be a gentleman about shit. But then it turns out to be, I'm thinking generally somebody wants you to move furniture. It's like, maybe it's already on a truck, or it's a house that's like within 30 minutes of their house, whatever. No. She wants me to follow her in a car. I don't know how far away Dexter was, 1 hour, 2 hours. She wants me to follow her in a separate car all the way to Dexter from Detroit and then back. But coming back, we have furniture. There's no GPS or anything. She doesn't want to give me an address. I literally have to follow her in this car, another car, and then back with this furniture. And she's driving crazy. And she didn't say this part until I got there to help, that I would have to be driving a whole hour or 2 hours there and back with furniture and no GPS. So I have to follow her. And it's a lot of furniture. And you don't know how hard it is to follow somebody in a car, especially when they're speeding like crazy, between Dexter and Detroit and back. But I did it anyway. And she takes me out to lunch. And mind you, I'm not prepared for this. I haven't driven in a car. Is it drove or driven? I didn't drive shit for like, what? Since I had my last traffic ticket court case in Jersey, which was like 2012. I haven't done that since then. I'm out of jail. Everything. I really didn't sleep that well, not well enough to be on a trip, like a hour, 2 hour long drive there between Detroit and Dexter back. And yet I'm doing this, so I'm worried I'm gonna get fucked up. Like I'm worried I'll fall asleep because I have a narcolepsy issue now and then. I'm worried there's gonna be a huge ass accident because we got this furniture and she's speeding. I'm worried I'm gonna either get lost or whatever, but I don't, and I don't have any accidents. I'm impressed with my driving skills. I don't even smoke or listen to anything in the car. Like, I'm so focused, like a hawk on her damn car. I explained that, like, on our, I guess, lunch or date or whatever. I think I'd buy the food myself. I don't know. But I explained, like, I'm still, my wife and I are divorced, but that's my best friend really right now. I just got out of prison. I'm trying to figure shit out. And that's basically what I was saying on every damn date I went on. Just to warn them that, like, I'm single, but this is where I'm at, and before you get mad that I'm talking to like another woman, an ex, understand she's the best friend I got. And plus, I don't know where any of my other friends are. Like, all of my people that I really fuck with before I left Detroit are gone. Like, I don't know where they're at. And if I wasn't, honestly, not telling them, but if I wasn't doing, like, running some drugs or whatever with them before, I don't really know them. Like, I didn't fuck with people, whether they were people from church or school. I was slanging with a lot of the friends that I actually had. So none of them are around. That's all I'm trying to explain. But then they all have a fucking problem. He has a problem later, everything. People start getting crazy. And that's when criticism comes from people who either couldn't communicate or couldn't communicate honestly. And I would respect the rejection and the no. And I would just move on. Because like I said, yeah, I'm divorced, but my wife, ex-wife, is still my best friend. So that means when you fuck around, I'm not really going to be all that emotionally available to like fall in line and chase you around. I'm just going to be like, okay, well, yeah, I shouldn't really be fucking with you anyway because you make me miss my wife, my ex-wife, and that's bad because there's a reason we wound up divorced. It happened with another chick, the same group, where I was going out with her for a minute, and the way that happened was I got invited to a birthday party. Again, this is all the same group of people, and I'm at a birthday party. I guess they're poly, which I didn't know anything about that really because I'm not. But there's one woman I'm talking to. I should say woman. There's one I'm talking to at the party, but she jumps in the way constantly. This woman just sits in my face, distracting me from the conversation. So I'm pissed off at that, and I carry on conversation with both of them following the birthday party. Now they're both on some fuck shit, but the one I'm cool with. I knew that. I kind of liked that she was like sassy, I guess is the word. But the other one, she like gets. I'm trying to be nice. At least, because she's not exactly my type either. But I'm trying to be like, I'm questioning whether or not I'm just shallow. But she's coming to the sketch sessions where I'm doing, like I really work and I get paid there. She wants to talk. And this is my job. And she's not an artist. So I'm trying to be nice. And I let her sit there, and I'm nice to her, but I got 5-minute break. I'm gonna smoke a cigarette. She's not an artist though. She's still there, and that's cool. And we go out. She's like, "Oh, I want to make you dinner or something." So she makes me dinner, and I refuse to eat at a woman's table if I didn't help put the food on it. Again, that's mad consent and Charlene. That's our family, period. So I'm sure it came from, that's my mother's side. And about just being a gentleman. Or being a man, really. Don't sit there and freeload or anything. If that's going to go down, then buy the groceries at least to help cook whatever is going on. So that's what I did. And we made dinner. And she says the same thing, I just want to be friends. I'm not trying to do that. I just wanted to do this. And I'm used to that because of the church thing about just being intimate or affectionate with women, but not with this huge expectation of sex, have self-control and not feel like I'm entitled, all that. So I'm okay with that, and again, I accept the rejection, I accept the no. But then she has an issue. She doesn't want to talk to me for whatever reason. And she comes back with some story once we finally have lunch again and catch up and see what's up. She's like, "Oh yeah, I wound up hooking up with some guy and it got really serious. He made it seem like, he wanted to have a family and stuff, so I got pregnant, I'm okay with it. But then he changed his mind. I got an abortion, all of this." I'm like, okay, well, I wound up hooking up with some chick and realized that I can't just be like in casual relationships anymore. Like I want something more serious. And I've been in a whole other lane that's making me think like I'm kind of cutting stuff off. So I'm trying to let her know like I'm not interested in doing anything with her now because of how the relationship was going, which is her already going and getting pregnant and a whole other thing, and me not feeling like she's really like there, like when it comes to maturity or just mentally there. She doesn't understand that, I guess. So one day, mind you, I'm taking Italian classes and I'm doing very well with that. I'm studying Presto and everything. I have plans to move to Italy. I didn't talk to her about this because, again, I'm not in a relationship with her. But she calls me up on my birthday, on her birthday, and she wants to come over. And I know she wanted to fuck. She wants to come over, take a nap, whatever. I'm like, look, I'm going to go see a movie. Actually, I can't. I have to walk the dog and then I can go. She's wondering why she can't just come over anyway and walk the dog with me and just stay at my house for a while until she goes somewhere else. And I didn't explain that, really. I'm just like, yeah, I got a lot of shit to do. I can't. And no, you can't stay in my house either. Like, she's never been at my house, period. I'm not going to let her sleep at my house when I'm not there. It's her first time there. Especially when we're not even in a relationship. We're not even there. We're nowhere. And I don't even fuck with that group anymore. So I'm not with her. And plus, I'm not going to invite her to the movie either if she wanted to go to that. I said, nah, I'm going by myself. One, it's because I really don't want to be bothered with her. Like, I'm trying to be good and not fuck around with anybody. You know, I'm back feeling my ex-wife, and if it's not her, it's Gianna. And then there's other women that I'm trying to cut stuff off with, because I'm really trying to just be, like, real serious. And on top of that, the movie I'm going to see is in Italian. I'm fucking with the Italians, you know, my family, and I don't want this woman there at this event with me, because I don't want them thinking that I'm really with her. That's a big deal to me. You might as well be asking me to introduce you to my family. We're not there yet. And I'm going to be speaking Italian most of the time. They're not even Spanish. This is Italian, so that's some whole other shit that, like, hell no. Like, bitch, I'm not, no. Like, I'm on a whole other track. You can, that's my whole thing about when you, like, me respecting a no or rejection is me doing that, and then I go about my business. Because I'm like, okay, you're not the only one that I'm having this conversation with, you know. But I'm speaking Italian. I don't want you there. You say some anti-immigrant shit anyway. Like, you're not even respectful. I don't want to go down a long list, but that's where I'm at. I'm speaking Italian, so it's not even a regular movie. Like, I'm doing some shit. And I like these people a lot, and I don't want you near them because of just how you are. That's really how I am. And that's really how I did shit. But my point is, this whole thing of, oh, he needs to lower his standards and blah, blah, blah. It's some straight bullshit. So that's why I'm like that. I got that way. Where in the end, I wasn't fucking around with anybody else. But Luciana. And I wasn't really fucking around with her either. We just got to a point where it was really emotional and we're at Trixie. And again, I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have had another woman there if I thought she was down with me like that too. I didn't think that she even cared about fucking with me, but we keep running into each other. We have the incident with the wine, opening the wine without the corkscrew at her apartment with the guy that I thought was like really romantic if only it was our apartment. So I'm in my feelings about her the whole 5-6 years I've been back out of prison, really. And And that's what I'm getting to in my own little therapy thing that I made for myself. I'm just writing down my own shit. This is like a written catharsis that I'm doing, where I'm realizing I still feel this way even though I haven't followed through. But her and I wound up in several different circles together accidentally, where it wasn't just through Loki shit, it was through a lot of other things involving just the arts. And then growing up, and then California, and all this shit. So her shit with me, my feelings, is just something I had to process. But my whole thing is, like, I'm really a regular guy, and it's very simple. You know, there's not a lot of strings have to be pulled, and when I see that's happening in a relationship, I'm not with it at all. Because if I'm already with the woman, if I'm interested already, and I told you, you don't have to do shit, but actually be in the relationship, and if you want to keep me. Otherwise, it's some weird shit. You know, why are you pulling strings? You know I'm already with you, and if you know that I'm really naturally not into you, you shouldn't be trying to force shit. But yourself off my dick, like, really. That's why I just start getting mean. I start getting mean to everybody, because I'm like, you know what, I'm tired of this shit. You know? That's when I start feeling like mink is back, basically, because, especially when my papers got snatched, because once again, guys are mad at me. Men are mad at me for some shit that I don't even understand. Like, I don't know shit. People are always telling me I'm not. So I don't expect men to be jealous of me. I don't know what the fuck, but once that happened, I'm like, look, okay, my name's Meek. That's it. That's my real fucking name. I know all of that now. So it's been some shit after shit ever since I got out of prison. But I can't even complain because I've really been doing me. Like, and I was happy. I'm proud of where I went. You know. I really got to a point, I'm not afraid to admit it, but I had told my ex-wife that I missed that the eggs didn't taste right because they didn't have her hearing. You know, I was really getting to that point where I'm really starting to feel shit. I'm happy. And I'm stable as hell. They took me off my psych meds probably a year before people found out I wasn't on them. So I really wasn't, I'm doing good. And they've been lowering my dose since I was locked up. Because they felt like I really wasn't schizophrenic. That's what the therapist had been saying. So I was going through a lot of shit that, you know, normally if I had somebody with me on the regular that I really fucked with, then I would say, you know, I would have told them all of this. I would have told her all of that. But I'm in a point in limbo where I'm really preparing to go to a whole other country, whether it's Spain or Italy. And then I'd have to go on this randomly it's suggested I go to Mexico. And of course I'm not going to turn it down, the suggestion, but I'm like, you know what, yeah, that's a great idea. Matter of fact, I'll take 2 weeks. But that's a whole other story. And that's really where I've been at. Like, I've been kind of feeling like an old man and not really for any bullshit whatsoever. And the reality is I don't even know what the fuck is going on with anybody else but like what's immediately like in my own state. I could just talk about what the fuck I was on and what the fuck I'm on now. Like, I'm really at that point where I'm at peace with my decisions and the shit that I decided to do in my life, how things turned out, and the rest is like me like really accepting and processing the fact that I'm really here. This has been the biggest issue of my life, is like, where the fuck is my actual family? Inez told me a lot of shit, but she was speaking Portuguese and English, and it was broken. And she's from down that way, like from Gran Colombia days, that way. She was born in 1909, Inez was, so this whole thing with her is like her telling me some shit from early 20th century that means like the shit that we're in basically is what she's telling me goes all the way back to here and here. This person is this and this person is that. That's the shit I'm dealing with. Like, I even told Nadia, like, I think Nadia's my cousin. I'm still convinced Nadia's my cousin. I think she really is. So that's what was going on with that. I was also talking to her at the time, and that's somebody I think is my cousin. And Nez told me about that shit too. So, I don't know. I don't know what anybody else is doing, but I'm a long way from the gangster shit. I'm not really trying to be gangster like that. But if I wind up doing gangster shit, it's somebody else fucked up because I'm really trying my best. I don't even have the same squad anymore. I can't even talk about other shit that I really do. But I had a fucking brain aneurysm before I left. I don't remember shit but a red sky. Like, I said that over and over again. So I'm really like at a point where I was fucked up. I'm not fucked up like that anymore. You know, I'm not in the ideal situation, but that's really where I'm at today. But now the decision I gotta make is what I'm gonna do with this. I got like 2 more pages of Bristol board left that I can fuck with before I have to go for real. And I think I'm gonna just finish some pages with La Planeta. And I did a pinup of Salazar already, Emperor Salazar. And I might just go ahead and decide to introduce him officially in this issue. Even though he's a villain from Chico Natoro, he's also in La Planeta. But anyway, understanding is half the battle. Open up.